Welcome to May 6th, 2026. The Singularity has graduated from Event Horizon to Event Stream. OpenAI's GPT 5.5 Instant now produces 52.5% fewer hallucinated claims than its predecessor on high-stakes prompts in medicine, law, and finance, and the same lineage just claimed the top spot on Frontier SWE, the hardest benchmark for ultra-long horizon coding agents. Architectural novelty is keeping pace with raw scale. Subquadratic announced a 12 million token context model that demands nearly 1,000 times less compute. Its sparse attention mechanism hit 65.9% on MRC-RV2 with a claimed fraction of the flops, just shy of Opus 4.6's 78%. Speed is compounding too, as Google's multi-token prediction drafters delivered 3 times speedups for Gemma 4 with no quality loss, turning every reasoning trace into a parallel parade. The cost of anthropomorphism is now legible, with Reflex finding computer use is 45 times more expensive than structured APIs, suggesting that, for the moment, pixels remain a pricey proxy for proper plumbing. Cheaper plumbing is fueling an agentic land grab across the consumer stack. Meta is reportedly building an OpenClaw-style personal AI for its billions of users, while Apple's iOS 27 will let users swap third-party models in and out of Apple Intelligence via the Settings app, finally treating intelligence itself like a default browser. Apple's pivot followed a $250 million settlement over the gap between marketing and reality, a reminder that AI hype must now ship. The hardware is following the software, with OpenAI reportedly fast-tracking its first AI agent phone for 1H27 mass production. Anthropic templated the back office, releasing 10 ready-to-run finance agents for pitch books, KYC files, and month-end close, while Anden Labs handed an AI named Mona the keys to a Stockholm cafe, making her the world's first AI cafe owner. Agents have stopped clocking in and started incorporating. Beneath the cafe sits a silicon supercycle for the history books. Samsung's market cap crossed $1 trillion, making it just the second Asian company past that mark after TSMC, while global semiconductor sales hit $298.5 billion in Q1 2026, with March alone clocking 79.2% year-over-year growth. Memory is going parabolic alongside logic. Micron's highest capacity SSD started shipping, pushing it past a $700 billion market cap and into the top 10 US tech names amid an AI-driven memory shortage. AMD's Q2 forecast beat Wall Street on relentless data center demand, sending shares up 12% in extended trading on top of a 65% YTD run. Industrial policy is hardening with the wafers. China is targeting 70% domestic silicon wafers this year, while Apple is exploring Intel and Samsung as US fabs beyond TSMC. News that drove Intel up 13% to a fresh all-time high after its best month ever, a 114% rip that has rewritten the entire chip stock taxonomy. The hunger for compute is reshaping where electrons live, and even the suburbs are being conscripted. Span's XFRA mini data centers tuck NVIDIA GPUs into spare grid capacity inside Pulte Group neighborhoods, embedding inference directly into the suburbs and turning every cul-de-sac into a potential availability zone. At the other end of the spectrum, the hyperscale spend is biblical. OpenAI plans to spend $50 billion on compute this year alone, while Anthropic is committing $200 billion to Google over 5 years, a single contract now representing over 40% of Google's disclosed cloud revenue backlog. The white coat is being open-sourced. Meta has begun running AI bone structure analysis on user photos to detect under 13 accounts, performing radiology without the radiation, and turning ordinary photos into clinical signal. Pennsylvania sued Character.ai over chatbots impersonating doctors, in the first such lawsuit by a U.S. governor, an inadvertent confirmation that AI doctors have passed the bedside Turing test. Capital and labor are both rewriting their contracts in real time. The SEC formally proposed semi-annual 10S filings to replace mandatory 10Qs, finally aligning reporting cadence with CapEx cycles measured in gigawatts rather than quarters. Inside OpenAI, Greg Brockman disclosed a near $30 billion stake in court, illustrating just how concentrated the upside of this transition has become. Yet the same labs minting those stakes are also now minting union cards. Google DeepMind UK workers voted to unionize over a deal with the US military. Coinbase, meanwhile, is laying off 14% of staff because, as Brian Armstrong put it, engineers now ship in days what teams used to ship in weeks, with even non-technical staff now pushing production code. It used to take a village to ship. Now it just takes a prompt.